You want to talk about it?
Yeah, here I am.
Wait a fucking second. That's my damn shirt.
We'll bring it back this weekend. I forgot I had it. I'll put it on just now for this pod.
Oh, that's funny. Hello and welcome to the first episode of Pump the Brakes after college football, the real week one. I'm the host, Eric Evans, co-host Blake Amorine. Well, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, I've got no qualms with LSU football. I mean, this year and next year are a complete wash in my eyes. Brian Kelly inherited a team that had 36 scholarship players. I mean, 6 months ago or 7 months ago, we were playing in a bowl game with a fucking wide receiver playing quarterback. So it's going to take a while. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight. I talked to one very reasonable Florida State fan on Twitter. They're terrible. I talked to one idiot Florida State fan, Stephen Rowland, on Twitter. He just thinks they're the best team in the world. If Florida State wasn't in the ACC, that's a 6-win team. The only reason LSU didn't win by more, and by more I mean like 3 touchdowns, is because Florida State is absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Here's my quick synopsis because you probably have way more to talk about on this game than I do. So full disclosure, I was at work, so I didn't get to watch every play, but I pretty much told the people I was waiting on, like, hey, when this game's on, like, that has my attention, not you. Sorry. Like you said a while ago, the O-line, I don't want to say they're horrible. They're very just inexperienced, which is obviously a problem. I actually don't think the offense for LSU looked that terrible given all of the circumstances. But, man, I didn't expect to see this out of him, but Jordan Travis made like some NFL fucking throws in that game, and that really caught my eye. The one touchdown in the corner of the end zone, like that ball couldn't have been put in a better spot. He did it 2 other times the drive before where the balls just got dropped. I was very impressed with Travis, and I don't think either team is obviously very good. But, like, this isn't to say, like, there's already people blaming Brian Kelly and saying they want him gone, which is asinine.
If you woke up after that game and you blame Brian Kelly, you're an idiot. Period.
Yeah, that's stupid. That was on Twitter a lot.
You're a dumbass.
Yes. We did both take LSU. I didn't really, when I said, do you want to talk about it, like them losing the game, more so how they lost the game.
That's what surprised me. I mean, you bring Kelly in, you think that these things won't happen. But with that being said, I mean, you're trying to change an entire culture, man. LSU has, since Saban, has not had a pro, an organizer, a leader at that coaching position. So look, Kirby went 8-5 in his first year at Georgia, or 7-5. Saban went 7-6 at Alabama and lost to freaking ULM. It takes time, man. You got to get your guys in here.
Yeah.
You got to get your culture established, your program established. LSU is more talented than Florida State. That is the only reason that game was close.
Yeah.
They're really LSU, if their best player, Keyshawn Butte, catches 2 touchdowns, they win the game. Period. He dropped the fade in the first drive.
Yep.
Then the slant, he didn't even look up, and it would have hit him directly in the chest had he been looking. That's their best player. He's a first-round draft pick. And it's like, okay, you dropped 2 punts. You had a bad snap driving the ball.
Yep.
You had a block field goal, a block extra point, and you lost by 1. Like, if I'm a Florida State fan, and this is supposed to be, year 2 or year 3 of our rebuild, I'm freaking concerned. I'm worried. I'm like, we're not very good.
Yeah, yes, I agree. Everything went wrong. Like, everything that could go wrong for LSU did go wrong.
Correct.
And
lost their best D lineman on the second series.
And they really, I don't want to say should have won the game, but they definitely could
have won the game. I don't think neither team should have won that game. That was
I will say,
terrible teams duking it out.
If you are a Florida State fan, you have to be thrilled with how Travis played. Like, I don't care what they say the stadium was. Like, if you're Florida State, and I know it's not a long drive, it's not hard to travel from Tally to New Orleans, but for them to go into New Orleans and come away with a win, regardless of how ugly it was, like that is a big deal for them, and that probably saves Norwell's job.
Yeah, until they go 7-5 and they want to run him off for Dion.
Yeah, but what did you think? What did you think they were going to do? Like, if you are a legit, reasonable Florida State fan, you didn't think they
even rolling when Mike Norvell fired last year.
Oh,
he's got 90 tweets screaming about fire the guy.
Oh,
he beats the worst LSU team this century, and now he thinks he's like the best coach ever.
He sits on the fence more with Florida State than a lot.
I told him I'll see you in November when y'all are 6-4 and you want to run them out of town again. And they will be lucky to go 8-4. That's the ceiling for that team. I would say lower if they weren't in the ACC. That's a bad football team.
What did you think about Travis and how he looked?
I thought he looked okay. I mean, I think LSU's defense played very well.
Yeah.
You take away the muff punt where Florida State got the ball on the 3-yard line, LSU gave up 17 points.
Yeah.
I think LSU played a really bend but don't break style of defense, which that can win you a lot of games in college. Because if you're in college and you're going to give up 17 points a game, you're going to win a shitload of games.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was impressed by the LSU. I know everybody wants to hound on them for their third down efficiency, couldn't get off the field, and that is an issue. But, dude, LSU's not good. I mean, their secondary is horrible. They had to take 3 or 4 guys from the portal just to have a starting lineup. Like, they're just not close right now. I would say this is how I would follow LSU football. The left tackle, Will Campbell, he's a true freshman. He got his shit pushed in. That guy from Florida State's freaking good, though. That's probably their best player.
Yeah.
I would follow his progression. Like, by his junior year, we ought to be competing.
Yeah.
Right? Let's kind of follow what Will Campbell does. He's going to be a stud. And let's see how he progresses. And that's kind of how the program is going to progress. They're so far behind on the line right now. Their O-line is – that's the worst offensive line I've seen at LSU in my entire life. And I watched LSU football in the 97, 98, 99 horrible years. And this is the worst. This is the worst team LSU's had this century. So it is what it is. But people knew that. Like I said, you had 36 scholarship players when Kelly took over.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do? And
what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do.
You can't run a college like if you are a new hire college coach, you have to have at least 4 years. Like that has to be your minimum. That's what I'm saying.
Year three, I want to see some leaps, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not saying we got to go out there and win a natty year 3, but I want to see some progress by year 3. Year 4, it ought to be clicking and humming. Like year 5, we need to be in the show. So I'm not I said from the beginning, these 2 years are a complete wash for me. I don't care. I have no expectations. It's just Ed Orgeron completely gutted this program. So it is what it is. Kelly is absolutely tearing up the recruiting trail right now. People at Notre Dame swore he couldn't recruit. Wrong. Kind of hard to recruit to Notre Dame, man.
Yeah.
Guy from South Florida doesn't want to go to South freaking Bend. It's not 1992 anymore. He doesn't want to play where it's 30 degrees and get his ass kicked.
Yeah, no.
LSU's got the number 3 recruiting class in the country right now today for next year.
Jeez.
Yeah. He's going to kill it. Dude, the guy's a great coach. Like, give me a break.
Yeah.
You want to fire him for what? Yeah. People are so stupid. If you're blaming that game on Kelly or Jaden Daniels, you are dumb. People are like, oh, Jaden Daniels didn't go through his progressions. How the hell could he?
He didn't have time.
Yeah.
He didn't have time
to get 2 seconds. Go through what progressions? I mean, it's like people don't even watch football. I guess the easiest thing to do is probably blame the head coach and blame the quarterback. So,
yeah, those are definitely the 2 low-hanging fruits for sure.
Right, that's an easy move.
But when that's somebody's first complaint, then I'm already like not really listening.
Yeah, like you don't really he's not going through his progressions. Like, okay. I didn't realize he had 3-4 seconds back there, which is realistically what you need.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
I mean, there was 2 guys. Dude, at the end of the game, Florida State rushed 3 against a 6-man protection and got a freaking sack.
Yeah, that's
it got the sack in like 2 seconds. What are you going to do? Like, LSU's just not there on the line. They got a center who's never played center. He can't snap the ball. You got a true freshman at left tackle. You got a true freshman at right tackle. Or a redshirt freshman at right tackle. You're just not close right now.
That's part of the reason why I don't want to say that they're horrible. They're just inexperienced.
Yeah, they should
get better.
They'll make some strides this year. They'll probably win a game they shouldn't win. I think Georgia did the same thing Kirby's first year. They beat, who'd they beat? Maybe Auburn was like number 10 or something in the country. Well, Kirby took over a much better situation than Kelly has taken over. I mean, Kelly has taken over a literal dumpster fire.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just not just a bad football team, just a bad roster. Like the roster was just gutted. So here we are.
Yeah. I'm going to transition from Kirby. Buddy, they didn't miss a fucking beat.
No, they didn't. They might be better than they were last year.
That was a fucking beatdown.
Yeah. I'm honestly regretting. I kept seeing that smart money was on Stetson at 151 to win the Heisman. And I just didn't see it, but good God, dude, they are freaking loaded. All he's got to do is facilitate the football and just get out the way.
Yeah. So I said that stat last week. They played 15 games last year, and the defense allowed 13 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I was like, well, surely losing 5 starters in the first fucking round in the NFL draft, surely Oregon can put together 1 touchdown drive to cover my over. Of course, they didn't. Can we be done with Bo Nix? Like, can we stop?
Bo picks. I don't know if you remember last show. I sat there and read off Georgia's recruiting classes. Like,
yeah,
this is Alabama. They're not going anywhere. They're going to be loaded every year. And they, honest to God, they may be better than they were last year. I mean, seriously, they honestly might be. That was just shit pumping of Oregon.
A fucking beatdown.
Wasn't even close.
And, dude, like,
it was never close either, by the way.
Never. I think it's safe to say that Stetson Bennett last year kind of just didn't try and lose games, obviously. Yeah. Like, he might be out there winning them games this year.
I don't know about their skill players.
I can see that, man.
Their skill players are unbelievable. I've been waiting all day for the new Heisman odds to come out just to see what he was. I'm going to check now. I don't think anything's out, but geez, man, he was 150 to 1.
That's the quarterback for the team that just won a national championship,
and a team that's gonna probably make the playoffs. Right.
Yeah,
I kind of hate myself for not doing it because you don't have to throw anything on it. Shit, you can just put $100 on it, whatever you want. Yeah, I'm not seeing any updated odds, so I don't know.
Any thoughts on Oregon? Like, Oregon's a fraud.
Well, I mean, how do you
just run into a powerhouse?
Well, I mean, look, you say Cristobal, built this program, and you just got boat raced. By the way, Bennett is now 16 to 1. 150 to 1 to 16 to 1. Holy cow.
Fuck, man.
That is
I get it, though. They have to do that. They have to make that adjustment.
Jeez. They're not going to get burrowed again, like when Burrow kept hanging around 30 and then 20, and then they finally dropped him to like 10. My God.
Well, would you love to be sitting on that ticket right now?
Yeah. God, why didn't I do that? Whatever. Moving on. I don't know why I didn't do it.
You got any thoughts on Oregon and like their Pac-12 dream? They don't look good. Yeah, but I don't want to compare it because they just played Georgia. Like,
what a brutal weekend for the Pac-12.
What are they supposed to do?
Rough weekend for the Pac-12.
Oh yeah.
All of a sudden, if USC loses a game, which they will, they're gonna be in a bind. They're not gonna be looking good for a playoff spot.
No.
I mean, theoretically, Oregon or Utah could probably still run the table, but I mean, I just don't know where you pick up the pieces if you're Oregon. I really don't. Bo Nix is probably not going to run the table, so that's probably.
That was going to be my counterpoint. I was like, well, if you think Oregon's going to run the table, then you'd like Bo Nix way better than I, because there's no chance. Yeah. Now, obviously, competition's going to get easier. His job is going to get easier, and he's definitely a flash in the pan guy. Like, he'll make plays where you're like, wow, how can this guy not put this together all the time? But then there's just like that second interception he threw. First one, not his fault. That was just an unbelievable play by the Georgia. I believe that guy's a true freshman. I thought I heard.
They're loaded, dude. They're loaded. I mean, they might be better than they were last year. You really could be setting up for another Georgia-Bama, showdown, whatever you want to call it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely the 2 most talented teams in college football.
Yeah, well, this is the team that I thought, if not was the most talented, was also in that conversation. And Ohio State stunk. They did not.
Yeah, they stunk. I thought Notre Dame played an interesting style of ball. They pretty much just put the chew clock on and said, you're not going to score 50 on us, which
is kind of what you have to do.
Yeah, kind of smart, I guess. I mean, it worked or almost worked. But
listen, there's a lot of people that don't believe in like good losses. Like if you're Notre Dame and you go into the horseshoe and you lose by 11, which really wasn't. It didn't feel like that game was a double-digit game. Like,
Right.
you got new head coach, you got to be thrilled.
Well, especially now.
Notre Dame.
I mean, if Notre Dame runs the table and that's their only loss, they're going to have a really good chance of getting to the playoff.
Oh, God, yeah.
They'll have just as
That'll
good
get in over a Pac-12 team that runs.
Absolutely. 100%.
No, what?
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm so shook up about that Bennett Heisman stuff.
Listen,
that is shook me to my core.
I picked Ohio State to win it all. I know a few Ohio State fans. Listen, they won. They beat technically the number 5 team in the country. You got to be happy with that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean,
win.
You beat the number 5 team in the country. Like, I get it. You didn't look like you thought you did, but it's still a good win.
Yeah, it's still a good win. I just set the bar too high. I was
Notre Dame's unlikely to probably leave the top 10. I doubt they lose again. If they do, they'll be 10-2. So it's a good win. Just take the win and move on.
Yeah, have to. Which is exactly what this team did. Was this the best game you've seen in since the Chiefs Bills?
Yeah, it was nuts. I was at the sports book at Beau Rivage, and you could tell a lot of people had taken the over because at first everybody was just going. I mean, they were just scoring left and right, which I think everybody knew was going to happen. Hell, UNC just gave up 300 points to FAMU. So, I can't believe that guy on that onside kick just didn't fall down. There are some really dumb college football players. Like they make a tackle for like after a 4-yard gain, and they like get so excited to jump up and celebrate. They elbow or knee a guy and they get a pit. Like, what are you doing? Like, just get up and move on. Like Mason Smith tears his ACL celebrating after the guy gets a 1-yard run. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Just go down, onside kick, just fall down. Game over.
App State scored 40 points in the 4th quarter alone.
That's insane.
I can't even do that in a video game.
By the way, should have got that 2-point conversion. Dude just fell down.
Yeah.
He was wide open. He just fell completely over.
Is it too prisoner of the moment to say that is one of the most like exciting college football games, at least of recent memory?
Yeah, it was exciting. It was great. If you like offense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
If I promise you, if this game was the Georgia-Oregon game, it would be on ESPN Classic for the next 10 months.
Yeah, well, of course it would. It's number 2 and 11 team, not App State UNC.
I'm just saying it was exciting.
UNC is terrible.
Oh, God, yeah.
They may as well not even play defense. They ought to just try to see if they can score every possession and win the toss. That way they can defer and just get the ball back. That's like the old NCAA football video game strategy when you knew you couldn't stop the person you were playing.
Yeah,
you just pray you win the toss and you could try to double up it right before halftime and try to win the game. That's what UNC should try to do. They're horrible. Yeah. I mean, they're horrible.
They are horrible. But that game was every time I looked up.
Yeah,
I missed 2 touchdowns like every time.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it's unreal. I know you had a nice wager on Florida. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming you were pretty locked into that game. What'd you think of Richardson?
He's unbelievable.
He's unbelievable.
He is unbelievable. If I thought Florida was an actual contender, I'd bet him to win the Heisman at 20-1 right now. And I honestly haven't ruled it out because he's going to have all the little Heisman moments where he makes these stupid plays like he did on that 2-point conversion.
That was unreal. That's backyard football, man. And then I
haven't seen anything like that in college football since Johnny Manziel.
The guy was wide open, but
he was
the pump fake, the spin around, like he just threw a fucking bullet.
Yeah,
that's hard to do.
And I actually think Florida's probably going to lose this week, but trap game, yeah, coming off a huge win. I mean, I'm definitely taking Kentucky plus 4.5 for sure.
Well, again, this is what I said about the Utah game. If Richardson is that dude, you won't lose it. You can't lose this game.
No, but the problem is they have no chance of beating Georgia.
Oh, well, yeah, no, that's different. That's different. That's not Kentucky.
If we're gonna say our Heisman winner has to make the playoff, they're gonna not make the playoff. So.
Yeah, I said
he's good.
He reminds me of Mariota, and I actually got crushed for that by idiot Stephen Rowland.
Well, he's got better arm talent than Mariota for sure.
I think that playing style is. I don't know. When I was watching him play, I was like, man, this guy reminds me of watching Mariota.
He can definitely spin it a little better. Mariota did not have that kind of arm talent.
No, but the way that he was running the RPOs,
The dude has legit like. Now, when I say this, I don't mean this quarterback is good. I'm just talking about like can spin the ball. Like he's got like a Trubisky level kind of arm. Like he can throw the freaking ball. I don't want to say Mahomes because he's not Mahomes. You know, like he's legit got legit NFL arm talent.
This is honestly probably my favorite guy to watch like throw the football is Joe Flacco. Like prime Joe Flacco could fucking throw the ball.
I thought Richardson had a little bit of Deshaun in him, to be honest with you. Big body, move around the pocket. He works well in the pocket. He can absolutely sling it. Like I thought he had a good bit of Deshaun in him.
Yeah, I need to rewatch that game.
Yeah, he's good. He's a stud. Just good luck. You got to play Georgia, so have a nice day. And I really think Florida might get upset this week. So. Okay. But like you said, if you want to win the Heisman, you want to be the guy, you can't lose to Kentucky.
Yeah, I don't even mean necessarily like being the Heisman talk. I'm again with college football. I'm more so like, are you going to be a pro or not? And if you're going to be a pro and you're going to be a top 10 pick and go in the first round, like these are the games. These are the prove it games.
I mean, it is a home game for Florida, but man, that's such a trap game. Jeez Louise,
Somebody said
huge emotional comeback win and. All of a sudden, here comes Kentucky to town.
They said if this line came out before the Utah game, they would have probably been like a 3-point dog.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd have been a dog.
I
don't know. Home. I think it'd probably be like
worthy this guy. I mean, it's Kentucky. Hey, they might have a pro on their side of the quarterback.
No, not a pro, not a quarterback.
Jeez.
Yeah. I do think Kentucky plus 4.5 is a great play, though.
Okay. I'm sure we'll hit on that on Thursday.
No, yeah, it opened at 3.5. It's already been. I'm sure the public's pounding Florida at home 3.5. It's already popped up to 4.5. So,
you know, we had the Wake Up Bet Liberty motto for the last 2 years.
Yep.
Is this the new one?
How bad?
Wake up at Iowa unders.
Did you know? I didn't know this, so I was listening to something earlier that it's Kirk Ferentz's son is the offense coordinator. I did not know that. I think his name's Brad or Brian or something, but good God, they're awful. Their quarterback, I don't know, what is his name? Whatever, let me look. He had the lowest QBR for an FBS quarterback of all time. It was like 1.1.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, that's nuts. Spencer Petras. I mean, that is just absolutely atrocious. Inexcusable. I don't even know what to say. I guess they won the game. So
they won. Yeah.
I mean, that's all. They didn't lose.
They did not lose.
It would have been so awesome if they had won 5-3. That would have been so much better. I hate they got that second safety.
Yeah.
Because now it looks like they just scored a touchdown. 5-3.
But they didn't. That's the first time I've ever seen a team with 7 points and not it be a touchdown.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
I've never seen.
I wonder how many times it's been done. Probably not often.
I've never seen.
Got into a good old fashioned dog fight with the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. I mean, that's good. Kirk Ferentz. I don't know if anybody get. You know what though? Kudos to Iowa fans because they know what they are. They're not freaking like Ole Miss and Texas A&M. Well, not A&M so much anymore. Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Tennessee. Nebraska. Iowa, you have a good year. You win 10, 11 games. Enjoy the hell out of it. You win 7 the next year. You don't threaten to fire your coach. You don't do shit. You win 8 a few more years. Then you have your good old 10, 11 win season again. You're Iowa football. You're not going to win a national championship. You got to know that. Kirk Ferentz brings some consistency. You know, every few years he's going to give you a run in the Big Ten. Like, good for their fans. You need more fan bases like Iowa football fans. Consistency.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Nebraska's running through coaches like a porn star in a dildo. Like, I mean, they want to fire Scott Frost, and it's like, dude, he just got here. You're Nebraska football. Nobody's like just like Notre Dame. No kid from the South is going to Lincoln, Nebraska to go play freaking Iowa or whoever, Indiana or whoever the hell they're going to play in November when it's 12 degrees and nobody gives a shit. This ain't 1995 with fucking running the wishbone back in Nebraska with Tom Osborne. Like, the days are gone.
Oh, yeah. They're long gone, dude.
Long gone. So just be who you are. Bo Pelini was perfect. They were winning 8, 9, 10 games a year. That's who they are. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah. I want to bring this up. I didn't even think about writing this down. Shame on me. What do you think of this expansion of the playoff in 2026?
I told you. I think it's the stupidest thing in the world. I mean, it's not necessarily that I hate it as a fan. I get to watch more games, more meaningful games, but it's just going to be fucking shit kickings after the first round. So, I mean, you can go look at the average margin of victory in the playoff semifinals. It's over 20 points. The games aren't close. So, why we need to expand, I have no idea. Maybe some of the first round games will be exciting, but you're still going to get the true champion. So,
well, listen,
I guess I get to watch more games and bet on more games, so you can't really bitch about that.
This is exactly why the playoff is a bad idea, and I'm going to repost this headline again. That would have been round one.
Yeah. Well, Jordan,
I don't want to see that.
What did they say? It's Power 5. The conference winners get a bye, or is that how they're going to do it?
Shit, what it is?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, let's just say George is a 3 seed. They have to play a first round, whatever they might be.
Whatever.
We play Oregon round 1, and boom.
It doesn't matter.
No, right. And I say, we get to watch more football. I don't want to watch that shit. Like, just an ass kicking.
Yeah, it'll be fun the once every 5 years where the 10 upsets the 3. Cool. And then they're going to lose by 30.
Got them in the next round.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, this is
It's not college basketball.
Is March Madness. Right, exactly. Yeah. Not everything has to be March Madness.
And it'll never happen for college football because the parity gap is so wide.
Never. Ever.
Dude, right now you have 3 college football teams that are going. One of these 3 teams will win the national championship: Alabama, Georgia, or Ohio State. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. Nobody else has a chance. Like, I'm willing to go firmly on the record. Nobody else has a chance. One of those 3 teams, and I hope I'm wrong because I want some chaos. I'm tired of watching the same people win it. But they're so much further ahead of everybody. It's not even close. Like, it's not. Ohio State played terrible against Notre Dame, still beat them by double digits. Like, it's not even close. So, it's pointless to me. Like, you probably will see some good first round matchups where, you got, I don't know, whatever, Utah and Florida maybe. Who knows? So you may see a good game like that. But for the most part, it's just going to be more ass whippings.
Yeah.
Which is, by the way, what the playoff semifinals have delivered.
Yeah, again, as just strictly a football fan, yeah, I get to watch, like you said, more meaningful football games. Like, that's cool, but it's in the grand scheme of things, it's money grab, and it's at the end of the day going to be pointless because, yeah, I'll take those 3 teams and I'll give anybody the field, and if
you took those 3, it would be like minus 1,500. It honestly may be more. I mean, I'm being dead serious. Like, it's not even close. The haves and the have-nots are so far apart.
They are. There's no bigger.
So here are some scores starting in 2014. Here's the scores of the semifinal games. 42-35, so that's a close one. 59-20, 37-17, 38-0, 24-7, 31-0, 24-6, 54-48, 45-34, 30-3, 63-28, 29-23. 31-14, 49-28, 27-6, and 34-11.
Yeah, those are shit games, dude.
Three close games, 3, 4 close. Like, that's terrible. It's a bad product.
It is.
Whatever.
It is.
It's a money thing.
It is a money. That's what it's always going to be from here on out. And honestly, 10 years after this, it's probably going to go to like 24.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's just going to keep happening.
3 games since 2014 out of all the semifinal games within a touchdown. 3. That's it.
And these are the 4 best teams in the country.
Yes, we don't need to expand. Like, the best teams are winning. There's almost no years you could look back on this and say the best team did not win.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just sitting here looking at it.
You got.
I don't see one year where you can say that.
When's the last time, like, a college football, I guess maybe LSU with Burrow, but at the end of the season, they were the best team that wasn't close. But nobody saw Burrow doing that. Like, when's the last time a team like came out of nowhere and won a national championship?
But here are your playoff winners: Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson, LSU, Alabama, Georgia. College football just doesn't have parity. It is a very much a have not thing. It just is what it is. Like, and Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State will be added to that list again this year. And then it'll be probably the same for the next year. Like, it's just, there's no parity. Nick Saban has ruined college football.
I love Saturdays, but it's just get me to January, dude. I already know what's going to happen. Just fast forward me there.
Yeah, well, you still got to enjoy the ride.
I know. Like you said, don't blink. Enjoy it. Don't blink.
Yeah, it goes by so fast.
Oh, yeah. We are going to recap our picks for the pick 5. I know you made some changes.
Yeah.
But podcast picks are podcast picks.
It's unbelievable.
We're both 3-2.
I'm 4-1.
You're
I mean, that's what my pool says. I'm 4-1.
Well, second, the podcast says you're 3-2.
That's unbelievable.
That Oregon Georgia over fucking completely ruined my Saturday.
Yeah.
They're on the 2-yard line with 1 play left. You can't squeeze in a bullshit meaningless touchdown. I needed that bad. I lost that. I lost LSU -3, but I hit the under. Florida +2.5 a win. Bama -41.5, which shockingly was the easiest. That was the biggest cakewalk of the weekend.
How's the shit kicking?
Yep. Didn't see that. I have you down winning Pitt -6.5, TCU -10.5, Mississippi State -14.5, and Tulsa and Rice both losing.
Yeah, so I kept Tulsa. I swapped Rice for Illinois, and I swapped State for Old Dominion. I went 4-1. But you know what? Whatever. That's fine.
Hey, the podcast is
That's
the podcast.
fine. I'll live and abide by the rules, I suppose.
I mean, those are what you're supposed to do. We're going to have a quick word from our sponsor, and then we will be back with Mailbag Monday on a Tuesday. I should have got rid of that. Today's episode is brought to you by the premier clothing brand choice for any outdoor enthusiast, Backroads Apparel. Whether you chase the migration, live life at full draw, or just enjoy going to the camp to crack cold ones with friends and family, Backroads has a design that fits your lifestyle. Represent the brand that prides themselves on being authentic and original. Head over to backroadsapparel.com and grab your gear today. Be sure to use promo code PTB during checkout to receive 10% off of your entire order. Again, that's backroadsapparel.com, promo code PTB. Today's episode is brought to you by the premier clothing brand. Why is it looping?
Unbelievable.
This damn website is ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
I need a guy. I can't. There's too many things at once.
Unbelievable. One thing.
I mean, it literally says loop, and I unclicked it. Maybe if I do that. Nope, it's there. All right. There is one thing I want to get to, and I know this is close to your heart, and I'm sorry this is going to catch you off guard.
Yep.
What's up with your boy?
Oh, man.
What's up with your boy, dude?
Rough couple weeks for us Harry stands.
Just
rough couple weeks for us Harry stands. We've had a lot of sleepless nights. I don't know. I realized last night that I made the joke that Harry Styles, Harry's foreign, obviously Chris Pine's an American. And I made a joke that Harry is basically the Archduke Ferdinand of our generation. And then I realized that generation, my wife included, probably has no clue who Archduke Ferdinand is. And hell, you probably don't even know who the fuck that is. You're an idiot. Anyways, he's kind of the linchpin of World War I. I thought Harry spitting on Chris Pine could have started World War III. I felt like I saw a more conclusive video this morning that Harry did not spit on him. I did retweet it, and I said I was sleeping a little better. I actually bit my tongue so hard last night while I was sleeping, it woke me up out of a dead sleep and I was bleeding, just thinking about this spit thing. Like, it's been a rough couple of weeks for us Harry folks. I mean, it's not good times for the Harry Army. Not good times.
I do want to say that video that was broken down in slow motion where he did not open his mouth.
No, he didn't open his mouth.
You can spit without opening your mouth.
Oh, that's impossible. Look,
It's like you play baseball. You can
Look, let me
spit
tell you something.
without.
Look. It's just been a rough couple weeks with everything going on with the. My wife was catching me up on the drama of the movie that Harry's coming out in. Been a lot of drama. Been a lot of things going on with Harry. I feel like since I declared Watermelon Sugar the song of the summer and the top 5 song of all time, Harry's had some rough days. So to Harry, I would like to publicly apologize, sweetheart.
I wanted you to be able to clear the air.
Yeah.
Also, Watermelon Sugar, does that have any correlation to watermelon neutrals?
Yeah. Song of the summer, drink of the summer.
Okay.
The summer's almost over.
It is.
So we get to enjoy that Harry song only a few more weeks. And then we'll retire it till next summer. But yeah, I don't know. It's been a couple of weeks for the Harry Army. But we're gonna rebound. We'll be stronger than ever. We come back as always. I'll be leading the front lines on the battlefield, and we will be back.
I love the coach speak.
Yep.
Absolutely. I absolutely love it.
We're on to Don't Worry, Darling. That's what we're on to. So, yeah. The Harry Army's back.
All right. Well, it's that time. Let's finally do this. It is Mailbag Monday on a Tuesday, obviously due to Labor Day and some travel. The first Mailbag question Monday is from me. Is your wife the greatest slot player on the planet?
I've never seen anything like it. She walks around. There's actually a guy in Vegas that does this and charges like $1,000 for it. His name's like D-Lo or something. I follow him on TikTok. By the way, I'm addicted to watching people play slots on TikTok. It's a weird addiction. But anyways, I can't help it.
1-800.
She'll make a couple laps and then she'll just find one that she swears is calling to her, and then she sits down and she hits a jackpot. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. So she hit a jackpot at Scarlet Pearl. She won quite a bit of money. And then we're just on the way home, and I'm like, hey, let's stop at this. She's going to some bachelorette party next weekend. Let's check it out, see what it's like, blah, blah, blah. She puts $200 in a machine, spins like 3 times, and then wins $600. And it's like we were there for like 30 seconds. So I don't know. Maybe she's as good of a slot player as I am a golf bettor.
Ooh.
Deadly combo for a husband. Wow. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I like how you throw that in there. That's nice. That's good. All right. He won. I'm going to give him this. First question from the audience. Stephen Rowland. What was the score to FSU?
I just don't understand. And I told Stephen Rowland. I asked him to come on the podcast.
Oh, I know.
He said he was too important protecting a town of 4 people, whatever the fuck he does. But I'll be in Clearwater, Florida if Stephen Rowland wants to debate. I have no idea. If I was a Florida State fan, the last thing I'd be doing on Twitter is bragging. Yeah, you won. Congratulations. LSU turned the ball over 942 times, missed 2 kicks and an extra point. Like, buddy, y'all got issues.
Hey, you know what?
I would bet your team under live.
We have
to. Saving grace for you winning 8 games is you play in the just an awful conference.
Listen, we have to be accountable. Accountability.
I'm for accountability.
I thought they were going to get their shit kicked in. I thought LSU was going to beat the hell out of them.
But the thing is, LSU should have. LSU, dude, we dropped 2 punts. One led directly to a touchdown. Butte dropped 2 touchdowns. We had a block field goal and a block PAT. Florida State is awful.
Accountability.
I'm accountable.
Speaking of accountability,
okay.
Next question is from Josh Holman, and he posted this clip that I saw.
Yeah,
about Carson Wentz and him being interviewed. I don't think I can technically play it, so I won't. But Wentz was asked about his training camp alleged struggles and how he's gone from team to team.
Look at you're like Johnny Cochran with OJ. Alleged. There's nothing alleged about it. The guy stinks.
Listen to me. The dude couldn't have handled the interview any better. And we're just gonna have to let his play do the talking. I don't know.
So that's where Carson Wentz is at in his career. He's doing really good interviews. Good job, Carson. Back pats for Carson.
Dude, I don't give a shit if he went 1,000 for 1,000 in training camp. I don't care.
I think the problem is he went like 2 for 1,000. I think that's the issue.
Well, it's not great.
No, it's not because he's not great. He's not even good.
We're gonna see.
Yeah. Okay. Well, another year for.
Hey, Carson?
Did
we come up with a Wentz Danny Dimes bet?
I have no idea.
All right. Well,
We'll settle that this weekend.
I'll check the tape. Well, yeah, I guess we could do it this weekend, but or maybe by Thursday for the podcast.
Okay.
All right. Next question from old Trots Treats.
Okay.
It's a two-parter. Are you going to pick up Ham and Kev in the beloved Jeep?
Oh, God.
The answer is yes. Obviously, old girl is in the shop now getting a little oil change.
In the shop?
Just an oil change.
Routine maintenance. Okay.
Yeah, routine maintenance. Mom was out of town, so I was just using her car. I figured perfect time. I said, buddy, here are the keys. Take your time. I need it by Friday morning.
Yep. Got to have it back.
Yes. Part 2. Can you tell us about the time you lost the Jeep? And then somebody commented, I can answer this one. Yeah. So if you want to give your version of it, or I just tell the whole story.
My version is you're a grown man who lost his keys.
No, no. That is a different thing.
Oh, you're talking about the time you I thought that's what he was talking about. You're talking about the time you parked it and couldn't find it.
Yeah. So long story short, coworker of mine went out after work, had a couple cocktails, and he's like, hey, why don't we go to this bar a mile and a half away?
Okay.
Granted, hope my owners aren't listening, but yeah, we may have a few while we work.
Okay.
You know? So we're already a couple steps ahead of the game. Go to this bar, have a few. I said, perfect. I can just walk home from there. Perfect. I'm already 2 shits to the wind. Makes perfect sense.
Yep. Don't want to drive. This is the not drinking and driving podcast.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Turns out the bar that we came from that he drove to, he's like, I got to go back. I said, oh, well, let's go. I'll go back. I had some more. For the record, I didn't know that I had returned to this bar until like 2 days later.
Okay.
So I had a friend drive me to the bar that we initially went to across the street from my house. And when I went to work the next day, because we parked in a completely different spot, I said, oh, where's my car? So my lovely spouse at the time, driving around downtown Palm Harbor looking for this fucking car. I have a clue where it is. The parking lot where the car was, I drove through twice. Didn't see it. It was behind a bush. Didn't see it. I called the cops.
Good God. I would have put you in jail.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I would have arrested you.
I called the police and I reported my car stolen because I had no clue where it was.
That is unbelievable.
A grown man.
A grown man. Yeah.
A grown man.
I hate to see it.
You truly do.
That's pretty sad. I think you probably should have gone to jail for that.
Well, honestly, the cop that ended up finding it was really cool. And the whole funny part about this, like, and to me, is like my dream job is to be like an FBI agent. Like I drink my coffee black because that's how they do it in the shows. And I was just I was prepping. And he's like, dude, you can kiss that dream goodbye. You couldn't find this car. It's right here in the fucking parking lot the whole time.
That's very true. Very true.
Then he gave me a fist bump and drove away.
Jesus.
Oh, very embarrassing. Anyway, next question. Jacob D's, PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation. Yeah, I had PlayStation. That was the first console I ever had.
Yeah, PlayStation.
PlayStation for me. Tiger Woods Golf 04, baby. Let's go.
Yep.
So, PlayStation.
These questions are from Kevin.
Oh, yay.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. What do you set your air conditioning on at night? Energy says 76 degrees.
That's assault.
That's I mean.
Nah.
70.
We're gonna have to change that when we come into town. 66.
66.
Oh yeah. See, my wife puts it on 64 sometimes at night. Buddy, I'm not coming to your apartment and sleeping in the freaking heat. I mean, let's be reasonable. This isn't Mogadishu. This is Clearwater, Florida.
66 and 64 only at night, or like
only at night? Yes, only at night.
All right, I'm 70 all day.
We'll keep it at 70 during the day when we're gone.
When we're gone. Oh, God.
66 at night.
He follows up. Should I start Chase Claypool or Brandon Cooks in fantasy this week? It's Brandon Cooks over Claypool every week.
Yes, I actually like the Texans this week.
Yes.
Plus 8.5. I like that play a lot, by the way.
Would you sprinkle a little money line?
No.
We'll do that Thursday. Are you going to have your first drink of the day before or after you pick us up from the airport Friday? After, for sure. Okay. You guys are flying in at like 9 a.m.
Yeah, it's going to be early. Kevin said he's going to shotgun one in the airport parking lot. So, I'm staying in New Orleans the night before, so I don't know. I don't know what Kevin's doing. I don't know what his plan is.
Well, that's a good idea. I am working that Friday for the record.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go somewhere, watch the Rams, Bills, probably have a few waters, and get ready for the trip.
Oh, I knew there was more from Kevin somewhere.
Lovely.
Would the right call in the LSU-FSU game have been to go for 2 with no time left? Florida State probably wasn't going to stop them, but I understand playing for overtime. I was screaming go for 2, and only because I know what happens when we rely on kickers, and sure as shit. So
I was literally yelling going for 2. The guy sitting next to me in the book was like, man, what? You're so serious. You got new life now? I was like, dude. Why?
Yeah, no.
They haven't made this kick. Not 2 seconds later, blocked. Obviously, hindsight's 2020. If I'm Brian Kelly, I'm playing with house money, right? I mean, I've got 2, probably 3, maybe even 4 years to kind of really do whatever I want, and there's really not a whole lot of expectations besides idiots on Facebook and on the internet. I'm going for 2. LSU was getting whatever they wanted, and I've got somebody like Jaden Daniels who I can go RPO with, and I'm just going to take my chances because I don't think we would have beat them in overtime, to be honest with you. LSU was very lucky to be in that game, and despite the 58,000 things they did wrong. But, yeah, I'm just trying to end it. And you got to think, what an emotional swing for Florida State. They just had the ball driven 99 yards in less than a minute. I mean, they're thinking there's no way we can stop these guys. So,
yeah. On top of being exhausted.
Right.
And I know it's just a minute, but you're moving up.
Not like LSU's playing to go to the playoff this year. Well, we can't lose this game if we go for 2 and don't get it. No. Just go for 2. Just go for it. And I was saying that. I was actually saying that the entire drive. Like, if some miracle happens and we do drive this 99, like, go for 2. So many options down there, man. They had the tight end Mason Taylor. He's a stud. I mean, you just had so many different things you could have done. It's like, why? Like, why try to go win in an OT? We probably weren't going to win. So try to win the game right then.
I would go for 2 if I coach football every time.
I would too.
Every time I would go for 2.
Brandon Staley, baby. Chargers, go Chargers.
Every time. Kevin also asked, does the 12-game college football playoff somewhat water down the regular season? Yes, obviously. Yes. It definitely does.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see like 3 lost teams in this thing, maybe 4 lost teams.
Just so they can get their ass whipped.
Yeah, so stupid. I know you know this guy. I don't know him. This is from Brett.
Brett the Hitman.
That's him?
That's the Hitman, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I only know him as the Hitman. With the current state of the NIL deals, should college football players be treated as harshly as they are when they don't perform on the field? Just a few years ago, they're just 18, 20-year-old kids. Now these kids are making more in a semester than most of their deans. I'll hang up and listen.
I mean, I think they already are treated harshly. Hell, Malik Neighbors was getting death threats online, which is just ridiculous. By the way, if you are threatening a kid, like, I might go on there and be like, dude, like, you can't kick a 20-yard field goal. What are you doing? Like, I'm not going to be like, I'm going to kill you or light your house on fire.
Right.
Or
saying you stink at what you're doing and, like, threatening your life.
Like, you're just a dumbass. Like, so I think they probably have been treated harshly already. Theoretically, the NIL deal would have nothing to do with on-field performance, right? Which we know isn't true, but
well, yeah,
that is the spirit of it. But it's not like the school is. I mean, good guy, say this, and it's just not true. But theoretically, the school is not paying the kid, money to where they can just cut him or something. if you want to say that his performance will lead to a decline in NIL deals, I mean, I think that's fair. But I think with the new age of social media, these kids are treated like shit. I mean, that's just the bottom line. When they don't perform, they're treated like dog shit. So, yeah, it's a tough one to answer. But I mean, like I said, the school is not really paying the kids, so they can't. I mean, what are they going? They can't cut the kids. So.
Right. Yeah. These aren't performance-based deals.
Right.
So, yeah, they can't next year be like, actually, bud, you owe us some of that money back because we just went 5-8.
Right.
I think we got 2 more, unless I missed some. These were from the Snapchat. My friend Liz. This is funny. Why is the number 1 pencil in the world called the number 2 pencil if it's number 1?
I think that just has something to do with the diameter of the lead, huh?
I don't have a damn clue.
I think that's the. But yeah, like why don't Scantrons use a number 1 pencil? I don't know.
Yeah, why does it have to be a number 2?
It has something to do with the machine. I mean,
I guess it's got to be the lead.
Oh, it has to do with. It says for the purposes of a Scantron test, the number 1 pencil is a little too soft and smudges too easily. As you get higher, a number of the lead becomes too dense and brittle to erase easily. The number 2 pencil, on the other hand, is like the Goldilocks of pencils. Yeah, so why is it a number 1? That's a good question.
Have you ever seen a number 1 pencil?
I actually don't think I have.
I didn't know they existed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, why isn't it? Yeah, I don't know.
It should just be the number 1 pencil.
It just says higher numbers indicate a harder lead. So,
also, Liz, what on earth made you ask that question? I love it. I'm all for it. That's awesome.
Must have been eating a good gummy or something.
Good heavens. Oh, mine. I got about like 10 more minutes left, baby.
Ugh.
This question is from Brienne. Will Eric get through all the questions without a gummy?
God,
I replied, I already failed. It should kick in right in the middle of the mailbag.
Unbelievable.
This is not a mailbag question, but I just saw this on Twitter and I wanted to point it out. Did you know Shohei Otani leads the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim in batting average, runs, home runs, runs batted in, wins, earned run average, strikeouts, and whip?
I mean, no, that reminds me of I saw one of the dumbest tweets I've ever seen on Twitter earlier. Let me see if I can find it and read it to you. So this guy was talking about MVPs and how Otani should be the MVP, obviously, because he is the most valuable player. And some guy says, Judge is better. If you take Otani the pitcher or Otani the hitter, he would not win the Cy Young or MVP. Only combined is he a sensation.
That's the point, dude.
So Otani is only an amazing baseball player because he can do 2 things at an elite level is an all-time take.
Well,
to argue against why he shouldn't win the MVP. He's not going to win the Cy Young or the MVP, but he's going to be top 3 in both, but he shouldn't win the MVP is a hot take. That's a scorching hot take.
If I told you there's a pitcher in Major League Baseball hitting 270 with 32 homers and 85 RBIs, you'd shit your pants.
I'd fall out my chair.
And if I told you there's a hitter in baseball that's got 11 wins, a sub-3 ERA, and like a 11 8 per 9,
we are honest to God being deprived of really 2 generational players by the shitty Los Angeles Angels, and everybody should be more pissed off about that. Everybody should be pissed off about that. Like fix it. Trade them. Release them. I don't care. Do something.
Get them out of L.A.
Make the team better, something. My God.
Oh, man. September baseball, you got anything you want to talk about? Phillies are just wrapped up a shit fucking West Coast trip.
It's football season.
Well, we're going to have to do a little baseball.
No. This is a football podcast.
Zach, no. Well, all right.
Call me in the World Series.
No,
I mean, seriously. It's football season. We have football Mondays. We're going to have it when the MAC comes back. Action Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturday, and Sunday. This is like football.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to do emergency podcast on Wednesday solo.
I mean, I did win 2 baseball bets yesterday, but it just doesn't move the needle.
No. All right.
Just doesn't move the needle during football season. You know what? This was a great segue to. There are too many fucking baseball games. There's too many games. I'm sorry. There should not be 162. Add the playoffs if you win it all. Probably 190 baseball games. That's absurd.
I love it.
No,
I wish there was more baseball games, honestly.
No. Nobody wants to watch the fucking Diamondbacks play the Cubs in May.
But do you know what Zach Gallen is doing? It's like 48 straight innings without allowing an earned run.
Yeah, I know this for a fact that I told y'all at the beginning of the year to bet Zach Gallen 125-1 to win the Cy Young.
You did.
I did. I know I said that because I bet against him his first 2 games and he absolutely fucking dealt it down my throat.
Yeah.
And he was still 125-1. He's probably not going to win it, but still, like, Jesus. Guy's a stud.
He is a stud. He shit year last year with injuries, but I love Zach Gallen. Big fan. All right, dude, that's it. It is Dollar Dog Night at the Clearwater Thresher Stadium. Your boy will be there throwing back a couple.
Some glizzies.
Don't. I swear to fucking God. If you say that around, I'm going to karate chop you right now.
I'll be at the TM on Friday, baby.
Oh boy, come hang out. We will. We're probably not going to do a live pod. That
would be awesome.
I know, but I guess we could record and just see how it goes. We're going to be shithoused all weekend.
Perfect. Even better.
How excited are you to room with Kevin for a couple of days?
I'm not sleeping in the same room as he is.
I only have one.
He's going to sleep on the couch. I'll go get a hotel room. One of the two.
I got a couch. I got an air mattress. We'll figure it out.
The only person I share a room with shares my last name, and she's a woman. So, and it's not my mother, and I don't have a sister. So there you go. I don't share rooms with dudes. Sorry, grown man.
Oh, I know. I know. If anybody knows that, it's me.
Yeah. If you're 30 years old and you go on a trip and you're sharing a fucking room with another guy, grow up, make more money. I don't know what to tell you, but like, get your own fucking room.
Jesus, man.
Well, I'm just saying that's absurd. Like, good God.
Just bonding with my pals.
No. Pass.
See you Thursday.
Yep.
Oh.